Just a little further, big fella.
These canyons guard secrets older than time.
Upon discovering the relic, a perilous journey had begun.
Guided by ancient maps, they ventured deep into the mountain's cold heart.
Cowboy,
Some
the
things are
Apache
forbidden.
woman,
They narrowly
and the
escape
secret of
the
Moon
collapsing
Valley.
shadows.
The evening sun was sinking behind the rugged cliffs of Moon Valley when Ethan Carter guided his horse along a narrow trail. The young cowboy had spent the entire day searching for stray cattle and was eager to return home before darkness covered the land. Suddenly, a desperate scream echoed through the valley. "Help!" Ethan instantly pulled on the reins. Someone was in trouble. Without hesitation, he urged his horse toward the sound. Moments later, he burst into a clearing and froze at the sight before him. A massive grizzly bear towered over a young Apache woman. Armed with nothing more than a hunting spear, she fought bravely, but the beast was closing in. Ethan jumped from his saddle and raised his rifle. "Over here, you ugly brute!" The bear turned and roared. Its furious eyes locked onto Ethan. He fired. The shot struck the animal's shoulder, but it only made the bear angrier. The beast charged. Ethan's heart pounded. At the last possible moment, he squeezed the trigger again. The second bullet struck the grizzly directly in the chest. The animal stumbled, collapsed, and lay still. For several moments, neither Ethan nor the Apache woman moved. Then silence returned to Moon Valley. The woman lowered her spear. "Thank you," she whispered. Ethan noticed blood running down her arm. "You're hurt." "It is only a scratch. It doesn't look like one." He offered her water and wrapped her wound with a clean bandage from his saddlebag. "My name is Aiyana," she said. "Ethan Carter." She studied him carefully. Few settlers would have risked their lives for an Apache stranger. Yet this cowboy had done exactly that. As night approached, Ethan insisted on escorting her safely back to her village. Along the journey, they talked for hours. Aiyana shared stories of her people, while Ethan spoke about his lonely ranch and the hardships of frontier life. When they reached the edge of the village, Aiyana stopped. "My family will never forget what you did today." Ethan smiled. "I wasn't looking for thanks." "Perhaps," she replied softly, "but destiny often rewards those who don't seek rewards." She removed a small blue stone pendant from around her neck. "Take this." "What is it?" "A symbol of gratitude." Ethan accepted the gift, unaware that it would soon change his life forever. The next morning, sunlight reflected off the strange blue pendant. Ancient symbols were carved into its surface. At first, Ethan thought little of it, but over the next few days, unusual things began happening. Missing cattle returned on their own. Business deals suddenly worked in his favor. Even old problems seemed to solve themselves. A week later, Aiyana arrived at his ranch. "My grandfather wishes to meet you." Curious, Ethan agreed. At the Apache village, he was welcomed by Elder Nantan, a respected tribal leader. The old man examined the pendant and smiled. "For many generations, my family protected this object." "What makes it so important?" Ethan asked. "It is not merely a pendant." "What is it then?" "A key." Ethan frowned. "A key to what?" The elder pointed toward Moon Valley, a secret hidden by our ancestors long ago. Aiyana spoke before Ethan could answer. "My grandfather believes the pendant chose the right person." "How can a pendant choose anyone?" Nantan smiled. "Because true treasure should belong to a person with honor." The following morning, Ethan, Aiyana, and Nantan set out toward Moon Valley. Unknown to them, another man watched from afar. His name was Victor Kane. Greedy and ruthless, he had spent years searching for rumors of hidden treasure. Now he intended to claim it for himself. For 3 days, the group followed ancient symbols carved into rocks and trees. Finally, they reached a towering stone cliff. The pendant fit perfectly into a small opening. A loud rumble shook the earth. Part of the cliff slowly moved aside. A hidden cave appeared. Inside were old chests, silver artifacts, precious jewelry, and countless historical records. The discovery was incredible, but their celebration lasted only seconds. Nobody move. Victor Kane stepped from the shadows with several armed outlaws. "Thank you for finding my treasure." The bandits quickly captured Ethan and his companions. As they loaded chests onto pack horses, Victor laughed. Years of searching finally paid off. But Aiyana noticed something hidden in the cave wall, an ancient lever. While the outlaws argued, she quietly pulled it. A deep rumble echoed through the cavern. Massive stones began crashing from above. The outlaws panicked. "Run!" Victor grabbed a silver chest and tried to escape, but falling rocks blocked his path. Ethan broke free and helped Aiyana and Nantan reach the exit. Moments later, the cave collapsed behind them. The surviving outlaws fled into the wilderness. Victor vanished with them. Most of the treasure remained buried beneath the rubble. But the historical documents had been saved. To the Apache people, those records were more valuable than all the gold in the world. Weeks later, historians confirmed that the documents proved the tribe's rightful claim to lands taken many years earlier. Families recovered property that had belonged to their ancestors. The village held a grand celebration. Ethan was invited as an honored guest. Before the gathered crowd, Elder Nantan spoke. When Aiyana needed help, this man acted without expecting reward. The crowd applauded. Then Aiyana stepped forward carrying a wooden box. There is one final gift. Ethan opened the box. Inside were legal papers. What is this? My family owns land beside the Silver River, Aiyana explained. We want you to share it with us. Ethan was speechless. The land was large enough to build a thriving ranch. But more important than the property was what it represented. For the first time in his life, Ethan felt he truly belonged somewhere. Over the following months, friendship grew between the settlers and the Apache community. Trust slowly replaced suspicion, and as time passed, Ethan and Aiyana grew closer as well. One evening, they stood beside the river watching the sunset. Aiyana smiled. Everything changed because you heard a cry in Moon Valley. Ethan nodded. And answering that cry was the best decision I ever made. Because saving a stranger had given him more than treasure. It had given him friendship. It had given him purpose. And it had given him a future far greater than anything he had ever dreamed.
This glowing map of cosmic thread holds a truth we can't unknow. A million suns inside my head.
A million suns inside my head.
This light has power we must shield.
Power we must shield.
From the shadows the world yields.